Welcome back. In this chapter, we'll explore an essential aspect of the payments industry: regulations and standards. While innovation in payments is crucial, so is ensuring the safety, security, and transparency of financial transactions. That's where regulations come into play. By the end of this session, you'll have a solid understanding of the key regulations and standards that govern payment systems. We'll focus on two critical frameworks: PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, and PSD2, Payment Services Directive 2. But we'll also touch on other significant standards, including AML, anti-money laundering, and KYC, Know Your Customer. Why are regulations and standards necessary? Let's begin by answering an important question. Why do we need regulations and standards in the payments industry? The payment ecosystem involves the transfer of sensitive personal and financial information. Every time you swipe a card, make a payment online, or transfer money, that information is vulnerable to potential threats, such as fraud, data breaches, and identity theft. Regulations and standards help to protect consumers. They ensure that personal information is handled securely and that consumers are protected from fraud and unauthorized transactions. Maintain market stability. By enforcing clear rules, regulators help create a stable and predictable payments ecosystem where both businesses and consumers can operate with confidence. Prevent fraud and crime. Financial crime, such as money laundering and terrorism financing, poses significant risks. Regulations help prevent these activities by ensuring transparency and traceability in financial transactions. Encourage competition and innovation. Some regulations, like PSD2, aim to create a more competitive and innovative landscape by allowing new players to enter the market while still maintaining a secure environment. Now, let's dive into the most influential regulations and standards that govern the payments industry. PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. The Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, PCI DSS, is one of the most crucial security standards in the payments world. It was created to ensure that all companies that process, store, or transmit credit card information maintain a secure environment. Why was PCI DSS introduced? PCI DSS was established in 2004 by major credit card companies, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, and JCB, to address the growing problem of card payment fraud. With millions of transactions happening daily, the risk of data breaches was too high to ignore. PCI DSS was introduced to minimize these risks. Who must comply with PCI DSS? Any organization that handles credit card data must comply with PCI DSS, including merchants, online and offline, payment processors, acquiring and issuing banks, service providers handling payment data. PCI DSS requirements. There are 12 main requirements that businesses must follow to comply with PCI DSS. These requirements fall into 6 broader categories. Build and maintain a secure network. Install and maintain a firewall configuration to protect cardholder data. Do not use vendor-supplied defaults for system passwords and security parameters. Protect cardholder data. Protect stored cardholder data. Encrypt transmission of cardholder data across open public networks. Maintain a vulnerability management program. Use and regularly update antivirus software or programs. Develop and maintain secure systems and applications. Implement strong access control measures. Restrict access to cardholder data by a business need to know. Assign a unique ID to each person with computer access. Restrict physical access to cardholder data. Monitor and test networks. Track and monitor all access to network resources and cardholder data. Regularly test security systems and processes. Maintain an information security policy. Maintain a policy that addresses information security for all personnel. Consequences of non-compliance. Failure to comply with PCI DSS can lead to fines from card networks, legal liability in the event of a data breach, loss of the ability to accept card payments, damage to a company's reputation. Compliance with PCI DSS is critical for safeguarding cardholder information and maintaining trust in the payment system. PSD2, Payment Services Directive 2. While PCI DSS focuses on security, PSD2, Payment Services Directive 2, implemented in the European Union, focuses on open banking and increasing competition within the payments market. Introduced in 2018, PSD2 aims to make payments more secure while giving consumers greater control over their financial data. Why was PSD2 introduced? PSD2 was introduced by the European Commission to encourage innovation in the financial services sector by enabling new players, such as fintech companies, to enter the market, enhance consumer protection and security in online payments, promote transparency and reduce the costs of payment services for consumers. Key aspects of PSD2. PSD2 introduced several groundbreaking changes to the financial landscape. Open banking. PSD2 requires banks to open up their customers' payment account data to third-party providers, TPPs, with the customer's consent. This allows fintechs and other businesses to offer innovative financial services such as budgeting tools, faster payment options, and more personalized banking services. Strong customer authentication, SCA. PSD2 introduced strict security requirements for electronic payments, known as Strong Customer Authentication, SCA. SCA mandates two-factor authentication for most online transactions to prevent fraud. This means users must provide 2 out of 3 elements when making payments: something they know, like a password, something they own, like a smartphone, or something they are, like a fingerprint. Third-party providers, TPPs. PSD2 allows 2 types of TPPs to access a customer's bank account. Payment Initiation Service Providers, PSPs. These providers can initiate payments on behalf of a consumer, for example, a fintech app enabling payments directly from a customer's bank account. Account Information Service Providers, AISPs. These providers aggregate and display account information from different banks, offering consumers a comprehensive view of their finances. Transparency and lower costs. PSD2 mandates greater transparency in fees and exchange rates, ensuring consumers are fully aware of the costs associated with payment services. Impact of PSD2. PSD2 has created a more competitive and innovative environment in Europe by enabling new players to enter the payment space and offering consumers more options. At the same time, it has enhanced security by enforcing stronger authentication measures. Other key regulations and standards. While PCI DSS and PSD2 are foundational in the payment ecosystem, other regulations also play a critical role in maintaining security, transparency, and trust. AML Anti-Money Laundering. AML anti-money laundering regulations are designed to prevent the flow of illegally obtained funds into the financial system. These laws require financial institutions to identify and report suspicious activity that could be linked to money laundering or terrorist financing. Key AML obligations include customer due diligence, CDD. Financial institutions must verify the identity of their customers and assess their risk profile before providing services. Suspicious activity reporting, SAR. Institutions are required to file reports when they detect suspicious financial transactions. Monitoring and record keeping. Financial institutions must maintain detailed records of transactions and continuously monitor for potential money laundering activity. Failure to comply with AML regulations can result in severe penalties, including fines and legal action. KYC Know Your Customer. KYC Know Your Customer is closely related to AML and requires financial institutions to verify the identity of their clients. KYC processes ensure that businesses understand who they are doing business with and can assess any potential risks. KYC typically involves collecting customer information, such as identification documents, verifying the authenticity of the provided information, monitoring customer transactions for unusual or suspicious behavior. Conclusion and preview. Regulations and standards like PCI DSS, PSD2, AML, and KYC form the backbone of the modern payments ecosystem. They help protect consumers, promote innovation, and ensure that financial institutions operate in a safe and transparent manner. Understanding these regulations is crucial for anyone involved in the payments industry, as compliance is not optional. It's a requirement for operating successfully in this space. In the next chapter, we'll explore challenges and opportunities in modern payments, diving into how these regulations, along with technological advancements, are shaping the future of payments. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next chapter.